Welcome to my world history notes this morning, where I discuss and read from the book I wrote to teach world history to homeschoolers. A Bible Believer Looks at World History, which you can find on Lulu.com, Amazon.com, or the Bible Baptist Bookstore, or just follow me here. I don't expect you to agree with my conclusions, but I do hope that you would try to learn something about each of the things and events and people I discuss, so that you're conversant in world history and even more than I am. So I look for, I'm going to start with, we're going to talk about one of the seven wonders of the ancient world called the Colossus of Rhodes. So the island of Rhodes was an important economic center in the ancient world. It's located off the southwestern tip of Asia Minor, where the Aegean Sea meets the Mediterranean. The capital city, also named Rhodes, was built in 408 BC and was designed to take advantage of the island's best natural harbor on the northern coast. In 357 BC, the island was conquered by Mausolus of Halicarnassus, fell into Persian hands in 340 BC, and was finally captured by Alexander the Great in 332 BC. When Alexander died of a fever, perhaps at an early age, his generals fought bitterly among themselves, excuse me, for control of Alexander's vast kingdom. Three of them, Ptolemy, Seleucus, and Antiochus, succeeded in dividing the kingdom among themselves. The Rhodians supported Ptolemy, who wound up ruling Egypt in this struggle. This angered Antiochus, who sent his son Demetrius to capture and punish the city of Rhodes. The war was long and painful. Demetrius brought an army of 40,000 men. This was more than the entire population of Rhodes. When Demetrius attacked the city, the defenders stopped the war machine by flooding a ditch outside the walls and mining the heavy monster in the mud. By then, almost a year had gone by, and a fleet of ships from Egypt arrived to assist the city. Demetrius withdrew quickly, leaving the great siege tower where it was. To celebrate their victory and freedom, the Rhodians decided to build a giant statue of their patron god Helios. They melted down bronze from the many war machines Demetrius left behind for the exterior of the figure, and the super siege tower became the scaffolding for the project. According to Pliny, an historian who lived several centuries after the Colossus was built, construction took 12 years. Other historians place the start of the work in 304 BC. The statue was 110 feet high and stood upon a 50-foot pedestal near the harbor mole. Although the statue has been popularly depicted with its legs spanning the harbor entrance so that ships could pass under beneath, it was actually posed in a more traditional Greek manner, nude, wearing a spiked crown, shading its eyes from the rising sun with its right hand while holding a cloak over its left. The architect of this great construction was Chares of Lindos, a Rhodian sculptor who was a patriot and fought in the defense of the city. Chares had been involved with the large-scale statues before. His teacher, Lysippus, had constructed a 60-foot high likeness of Zeus. Chares probably started by making smaller versions of the statue, maybe 3 foot high, then used these as a guide to shaping each of the bronze plates of skin. The Colossus stood proudly at the harbor entrance for some 56 years. Each morning, the sun must have caught its polished bronze surface and made the god's figure shine. Then an earthquake hit Rhodes and the statue collapsed. Huge pieces of the figure lay along the harbor for centuries. It is said that an Egyptian king offered to pay for its reconstruction, but the Rhodians refused. They feared that somehow the statue had offended the god Helios, who used the earthquake to throw it down. In the 7th century AD, the Arabs conquered Rhodes and broke the remains of the Colossus up into smaller pieces and sold it as scrap metal. Legend says that it took 900 camels to carry away the statue, a sad end for what must have been a majestic work of art. So we're going to talk about the Temple of Zeus. I enjoy this, and I hope you get something out of it. It makes you want to study. Thank you.